Time to choose. Mr. Regis Prograis, please approach, join me on the stage. We'll quickly explain the procedure. It is really easy.
She was kind of a disaster too, but...
First of all, I'm going to ask you, are you ready? If you are ready, hopefully you are ready, you only just say yes. I will then hand you the microphone and ask you to name your chosen opponent. Okay?
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I would choose...
Just a moment. I see that you are ready, but now...
I would choose...
Please, make your choice.
Terry Flanagan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Flanagan, please join us on the stage. Okay, then, why did you make this choice?
Because this is the Ali Trophy. We fight for the Ali Trophy. First off, you know, Ali is a legend, and Ali fought the best of the best. You know, I want to fight the best of the best. You know, he's a former world champion, and you know, that's why I made this decision.
Terry, I'm going to ask you, are you happy that Regis picked you, and would you prefer to fight with someone else?
It don't matter, you've got to fight the best to win it. I've come in this tournament to win it, and I'm confident of winning this fight.
Okay, then thank you, and good...
She was cringy as fuck. Truth be told, I haven't seen her since. But I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. It is the... I'm trying to figure out what's the bigger fight this weekend. The World Boxing Super Series opening round with Regis Prograis versus Terry Flanagan, or is it Danny Jacobs versus Sergey Derevyanchenko, or is it Kubrat Pulev versus Hiri Theory? All of them with storylines that make them big fights, in my opinion, obviously. But in this case, this fight here in the States is going to be taking place on the Zone. The Zone here in the States has picked up the World Boxing Super Series last year. We were having major issues watching these fights, but so far this year, I've had no issues. I watched what? Let's go look at it. Let's go look at the World Boxing Super Series. But before we go to that, let's just say that this is what we're talking about. This weekend, October the 27th in New Orleans, in the UNO Lakefront Arena, you're going to have Aaron Berichek versus Anthony Yigit for that vacant IBF championship. I already did a video on that. Unfortunately, it's blocked here in the States, but if you're outside of the United States, you can watch that video. Long story. And then the main event, Regis Prograis versus Terry Flanagan for the WBC Diamond title. Regis Prograis is the favorite to win, and both of these guys are very big 140-pounders. Prograis listed at 5'8". That's about right. You know, but he has fought as high as 154 pounds, weighing in at 151 back in 2013. When you look at Terry Flanagan, he's weighed as low as 126 pounds back in 2009, almost a decade ago. But that goes to show that both of these guys, nonetheless, looking at the height, like they're very big 140-pounders. Terry Flanagan, former WBO 135-pound champion. Now that belt belongs to Jose Pedraza, who's going to be fighting Lomachenko later on this year, December the 8th. I forgot the exact date. I think it's December the 8th. So, both of these guys are going to be in the phone booth. This is not a fight where these guys are going to box. Regis Prograis is known as a pressure-fighting power puncher with, like, some real shades of being like a pure boxer, but not really. You know, and Terry Flanagan, straightforward, come-forward power puncher. You know, a pressure fighter. So, looking at the World Boxing Super Series, right now, here is the brackets. Regis Prograis taking on Terry Flanagan. I already covered Krylov versus Eduard Troyanovsky, which was a couple of weeks ago. Krylov advanced. So, in my opinion, the winner, whether it's Regis Prograis or Terry Flanagan, beats Krylov. Beats Rolak and advances to the finals. My personal opinion. Then on the other side, next week you're going to have Josh Taylor versus Ryan Blue Chip Martin. Very, you know. I've seen footage, and you can see the same footage that I've seen on YouTube. It's not much of it. But what we do know is he is kind of the dark horse of the division. In this case, Aaron Berichek versus Anthony Yigit. I'm going to go with Baron Chet, but Anthony Yidget, to me, is up there with Ryan Martin, where we really don't know who he is just yet. So, of course, in the perfect world, if you don't know, in the finals, we would see Regis Prograis versus Josh Taylor. And Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor is a 50-50 fight. If you don't know who Josh Taylor is, you need to go check him out. His footage is widely available on YouTube, Daily Motion, and on social media. So the finals are supposed to take, the next round of this is supposed to take place in January, February or so, and then the finals in May or June. Last year, we had some hiccups where, there was a delay in both of the finals with Usyk versus Gassiev and Groves versus Smith, but still, nonetheless, the tournament was over within the year. So for the winner, they'll be making a lot of money, get the belts, but also they would be getting high prestige, in a year's time frame. That's a lot for a boxer. Like, this tournament is very big. It's spread across 3 divisions this year: bantamweight, back at cruiserweight, and then super lightweight. The reason why I'm rushing through this video is because I'm getting some work done at the house, so I can't really go into detail like I went to until at least tomorrow, the final press conference. But when you look at what's to gain in this tournament, for example, looking at 135, the winner will have the WBC Diamond Championship, right? Regis Prograis is also the interim, correct? Let me go look at this. This is the WBC website. Jose Ramirez is the champion. Regis Prograis is the Diamond Champion. There's no interim champion. But Regis Prograis is the mandatory for Ramirez. We knew that coming into the World Boxing Super Series. So, okay, I have to put Diamond next to his name. He's not interim. Okay, so we have Jose Ramirez, who's going to be fighting the winner. And if you look at it, Prograis' belt is in it. Relax belt is in it. The IBF is in it. Maurice Hooker Saucedo, they're fighting next month, November the 16th on ESPN. I talked to Maurice Hooker a couple of months ago. He feels that this is a better deal for him, fight Alex Saucedo. So eventually, hopefully, before we see the winner of the World Boxing Super Series tournament, we would see Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker, Alex Saucedo winner. And then the winner of the World Boxing Super Series can fight the winner of that. And then we have an undisputed champion by the end of 2019 for 140 again. After Terrence Crawford did it, of course, last year. But I'm not going to be able to cover this card, unfortunately, until Sunday, because I got to go out to New York. And when this card is on, Matchroom is supposed to be likely having a press conference before the Dana Jacobs versus Derevianchenko card. So I got to be at Madison Square Garden early, the Hulu Theater. But nonetheless, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.